Gold analysis. On gold H1 time frame, we can see that gold is in a really tight range, creating an upper and a lower trend line, which is a really strong support and resistance level. Price is moving around psychological level of 2360, and until it breaks this level, we cannot say that gold is bullish. And even below 20 2280 level, we can say that this is a really major strong support, and until this range even breaks, we cannot say that gold is bearish. Gold on 1 hour time frame is still bearish, but unless it breaks the 2280 range, we cannot say it's bearish. Gold is yet again in a really tight range, and price had shown multiple rejections around this area last week. After creating all-time high, gold has made lower lows, which is clearly a technical downtrend, but on a higher time frame like H4, it might be still making retracements. To make it clear, we can say that gold is to be observed around 2280 area. If it breaks it, the price is most probably gonna drop down to 2200 level, because there is no support in between this area. So its price is expected to hit down. So sellers beware, and on a H4 hour time frame, gold has created a double top, and around this area there is a neckline which is also retested, and so we have to focus in between this area 2350 and 2280, and we can scalp around this area until it breaks 2350. We cannot say it's bullish, and until it doesn't break 2280, we cannot say it's bearish. So it's a really tight range, sideways range. Last week we also saw unemployment data, and there was a really buying pressure around 2300 range, and where buyers entered the market and retested this area 2230. The key psychological level 2300 is still really strong, and just like in March month there was a sideways correction, we can say that surely that we might have entered a sideways correction in May. But for buyers, for further confirmation, they have to keep an eye on key psychological area around 2300, because as previously when the price was around 1600 range, everybody was expecting that price is gonna drop from 1800 to 1600, but after 7th October, the sentiment changed and price retested the 2000 range, and after making a retracement, there was a psychology in the market that price gonna hit 3000 range, and so on it went up. Coming to the coming to the uh, data that got released last week, Fed Chairman Powell in his speech said that they are not in a rush to cut interest rate, and that he doesn't see economy in stagflation, but data shows that economy is in stagflation. With high CPI data and NFP numbers with 3.9 unemployment rate, we can say that Fed is really far behind their set target, and the unemployment rate is expected to increase to 4% next month. With GDP data going down, ISM PMI numbers below 50, we can confirm that economy is in stagflation. And during this Fed Chairman Powell's speech, he was quite dovish. That's the reason gold went up. And Powell mentioned tempering with QT. That's the reason the gold did not break 2300 price range. During the FOMC blackout period last month, which is over now, there was a shift in Fed officials' tone, in, and they are quite hawkish right now, mentioning a second wave of inflation, in which they quite repeatedly said that interest rate can be hiked, but that's not gonna most probably happen this year. It's gonna happen next year in 2025 or 2026. Paul mentioned that the next rate cut is not gonna be. Sorry, the Paul mentioned that in the next interest rate, they're not likely gonna hike the rate, but Fed officials were quite hawkish in tone, where Fed official Bowman mentioned saying that if possible they can hike rate again. On a 1 day time frame, we can say that gold has started to retrace, and buyers before entering into long position, they should confirm around key psychological area of 2300 and 2200 level that, and wait for a bullish reversal before entering into long positions, just like they entered in 1800 level and 1600 level and 2000 level. They should wait around key psychology level of 2300 and 2200 and further on. Last week and before that previous week, the last two previous weeks, we saw a really strong reversal, which is a clear indication of a bearish momentum. But price will further move downward as there is a saying that where the psychology of traders go, the price tends to follow it. And in the past, we have seen that when gold was around 1800 range, it headed down, and everybody was talking that it's gonna go to 1600, and the price retested 2000 and broke that range and went up, and there was a sentiment change, and that's where the price is currently ring right now. Goldman Sachs mentioned that they're still hoping and quite certain that gold is gonna climb up and reach around 2700 range before hitting and make a retracement before hitting 3000. It is also to be observed that the ongoing China-Taiwan crisis has sparked a new sentiment, with the 17-month gold buying streak of China, which was observed by several economists and hedge funds, speculating that China is preparing for a Taiwan invasion, and that's the reason it was on a 17-month gold buying spear, which led to all-time gold high. With two weekly bearish candles indicating a major reversal sign on a 4-hour time frame, we have to be really careful, because the key psychological area around 2300 is a really strong sideways, and unless it breaks 2280, we cannot be certain that there is a bearish momentum. Just like previous month, we have to decide that where the May 1 month gold candle is gonna end. Either it's gonna end to 2080, creating a downward trend, or it's gonna close towards 2400. Since there is no major news this week, everything will depend upon Fed official statements ongoing war news coming from Middle East or Ukraine war or China Taiwan or even the Red Sea crisis. That's it for that's it for now. Be careful. Good luck buyers and good luck sellers. Godspeed.